I love Dungeons& and Dragons. I've been a player and dungeon master for about 7 years. Today's short story comes from my second campaign where I'd only been DMing for a few months. This is a story about Jack the Sorcerer. So I had just finished my first year of college and my first campaign. The one that was entirely homebrew with 7 players and my nightmare player. And we only got through 5% of the planned story. Okay, it was a little bit of a train wreck, but I'm going to save those rants for a later video. Overall, it was a positive experience, and I fell in love with the game. My boyfriend at the time lived across the state back in my hometown. I didn't see him often, but I told him a lot about all the crazy adventures we had. It sounded fun, and he wanted to try it out, so when I was back in my hometown for summer break, I agreed to run some sessions for him. He found 2 friends from high school that I'd never met and found a spot for us to meet. I threw together a plot in about a week. I didn't have a lot of rules for character creation, because apparently I'd learned nothing from my first campaign. As long as the group can work together and if there isn't any party fighting, I'm good with most alignments. For each of my 3 players, it was their first time playing D&D. Nobody really had a backstory, and the character concepts they picked were a little bit tropey, but that's fine. It's kind of expected for your first character. We had Tristan the elf rogue, Kull the half-orc cleric of Palor, god of the sun, and lastly, we had the human sorcerer, Jack. Before we started the first session, the player showed me some art he made of his character, and it was amazing. It had an incredible amount of shading and intricate detail, but the drawing, he looked like an evil Fable 3 character or a renegade shepherd. Menacing scars, glowing red eyes, and a collection of skulls adorning his robes. Are we gonna have a problem? No, my alignment is neutral. Besides, it's not like he looks like that right now. I don't have any powerful magic or necromancy yet. I only know acid splash. Hmm. Tentatively, we started off with our first session. Standard stuff. Started in a bar, because of course we did. When a child approached them for help because her friend had been captured by goblins. They agreed and immediately left to help. They murdered the goblins and saved the friend, who wasn't another child like they expected, but was actually a 1,000-year-old human and a time wizard. The combat had gone pretty well, and everyone was learning the game really quickly. But there was a bit of tension when Jack started trying to remove the skulls from the dead goblins so he could, and I quote, sew them to his robes and start a collection. Yeah, Cole put a stop to that pretty quick. It was getting dark, so they decided to camp for the night. I could tell Jack was a little frustrated because Cull didn't let him have his skulls, and he rolled kind of crappy in the goblin encounter. As they're setting up camp, Jack stood up and announced, "Bye, guys, I'm gonna take a walk and maybe find some farmers to throw acid at." What? Cull's player was like, "Dude, I don't care, but why would you say that in front of my character? Now he has to follow you around to make sure you don't do that." Oh yeah, I forgot, you're lawful good. And so first session, and we're already splitting the party as Jack left camp to go be evil for literally no reason. Cull, feeling morally obligated, followed him to stop him from hurting people, and Tristan wanted no part of this nonsense because she needed her beauty sleep. Luckily, Jack is so bad at navigating through the woods, he gets really lost. Cull is a bit relieved that no villagers were harmed in Jack's temper tantrum, but this just frustrated Jack some more. So he angrily threw acid at a squirrel. Cull was too far away to stop him, but luckily he nat one and hit himself in the face. Cull was trying so hard not to laugh. Come on, you've done enough for one day. Let's just go back to camp. Face full of acid and ego bruised, Jack didn't want to let the squirrel win and fired another acid splash. With another crit fail, knocking himself unconscious. Cull's player practically fell out of his chair laughing. He stabilized him and hauled him back to camp. And that was the story of how Jack the Sorcerer wanted to be evil for no reason, but his dice wouldn't quite let him. Thanks for coming to my first animated story video. If you liked it, maybe check out the rest of my channel. Hopefully I'll have some more videos up there soon. Who knows? Thanks again for watching. I'll see you later.